Now that we've talked about the selection process, let us talk about the actual training itself. The training is broken up into two sections, and both are equally important. And those two sections are the actual physical training part and the follow-up section. Now, the actual physical training part consists of two sections. The one is an in-class section, and the other is an in-community section. And these are interspliced. So you have one day in the class, followed by one day in the community, next day in the class, next day in the community. We train 20 people at a time, and we deal with one subject of theory at a time. So in the class, the students are learning that theory. Then there are discussions and exercises and work that the students need to do together, along with the trainer as well, in terms of mastering the theory that has been taught. Then at the end of the day, they are set various questions and various exercises to take away with them to do the following day in the class. Now, typically, the students need to come up with 3 business ideas right at the beginning of the training, and as the training unpacks itself, so they put these 3 business ideas through the loops of research that are connected with the theory that they've learned the previous day. So, for example, if we've taught them about, say, a subject like marketing, on the following day, they will go into the field, into their community, where they're likely to run the business, and they will do research on 3 different business ideas, but from a marketing perspective. Then they'll bring that research back with them the following day into the classroom where we'll talk about it. The other side of the research, which is of equal importance to physically answering the questions, is the making of the money. Now, as I said before, in this video, each student has to bring along the equivalent of $7 in their own currency, and they're to take that money and to buy and sell, or to provide a service, or to do whatever they need to do in order to turn a buck and to make more money. So armed with the information that they are collecting day upon day upon day, and the amount of money that they're building up, doing the money-making activity, when they reach the end of the training, they will have got together a bit of money, and secondly, they would be in a position to write a business plan upon the research that they have done. Then they're in a place to start a business. Now, many of the students simply carry on with their money-making activity, and that turns into their business. That becomes their business, if you will. And as they put the theory into practice in terms of running the business, so the business becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and the person is able to dig themselves out of their own trap of poverty. Now, let me talk about the follow-up section briefly. The follow-up section is of such an importance that we will not do the training unless we can do the follow-up. In other words, if somebody says to us, just do the training, forget about the follow-up, we're not going to finance that, we will turn them down and say, I'm sorry, we can't help you with the training, because that is how important we see the follow-up. And the follow-up is really a support mechanism that the students can access in terms of running their business. As they start the business, they will invariably run into a couple of problems, and there's somebody there that can support them. But more than that, the trainer that does the training actually physically needs to go and find the students during the follow-up section and eyeball, if you will, what exactly they're doing. In other words, go to their business, go and see what they're doing, go and verify that they are running a business, and this information is collected by us, DBSP, and fed into computers so that we have statistics on what we are training and on those that we're training and what businesses that they are starting up. So if you look at the selection process that we carefully go through, and combined with the training, you've got a very powerful tool that helps the students to start up and run their businesses in a sustainable manner. Now, having said that, I'd now like to take you through the process of how we set up DBSP in a particular country, and what are some of the steps that we go through in order to establish DBSP as a franchise in the various countries in which we train.